YouTube. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey man, today's a good day. You know what I mean? We got ourselves the IRL streaming bubble is about to burst from Omeezy Omar, the old manager of AMP. You know what I mean? Apparently, bro got some apparently, I don't know, the whole IRL streaming thing, especially with like Illuminati and shit, like I feel like people are just doing hella extreme shit, like people are pushing the boundaries with this IRL streaming shit, and it's because I feel like people are just in like constant like competition with each other, but I don't know, bro. Let's see what Omeezy talking about, bro.
Gonna be like these at the top. You got motherfuckers talking about desktop streaming is dying. How is that even possible?
No, it's not. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. What the fuck? Desktop streaming? Bro, shut up.
It's the you watching. And to be honest with you, FaZe and AMP and all them, they chilling. They good. These got all the resources, bro. These elites. Y'all know the elites. I'm talking about y'all new. Y'all are getting caught in a wave y'all gonna die in.
With cable TV numbers going down and streaming numbers going up every single day, advertising dollars going up in the streaming every single day, and the biggest guest appearances and guest stars going to the streaming platforms as opposed to sitting down on somebody's couch on television nowadays, it seems like streaming has taken over something that nobody could have counted for when it first started. But I'm not gonna.
I always believed that streaming and YouTube was always going to be a big thing. You know what I mean? Because I've been watching YouTube since I was like 8 years old, bro. I've been on this platform for a minute, bro. I've been making YouTube videos. What's today's date? Hold on. Today's the 6th of August. It's been a little over 2.5 years I've been making content. I had a lot of, I've deleted some channels, rebrand, restart, you know what I mean? And it's not because like, it's just because like when you make type of content for a while, you kind of get tired of it and you're like, all right, like I don't really like the content I'm pushing out. Let me do something different, or let me restart with this intention. And then you just, that's, you gotta grind. You gotta be focused. But video after video after video after video, you gonna get you're gonna get a lot of videos that are gonna flop. You gotta keep going. But I feel like the problem is that people are chasing after like the quick success, that instant success. That like, if I do RL streaming, I want to do RL streaming. But not right now. Like, I don't think I'm ready for that shit yet. You know what I mean? I'm willing to wait a little while before I start doing it, because I don't feel like I'm at a level where I feel comfortable doing RL streaming. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm scared to do it. It's just I don't feel comfortable doing it right now. You know what I mean?
That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. Now, hate it or love it, it's in the entertainers' playbooks in order to go onto these platforms, sit down with the Kai Cenats, sit down with the Neons of the world, and have a good old time while promoting their platform.
I genuinely think streaming's the wave right now. It's the new wave. Streaming is officially mainstream, in my opinion. And the reason I say this, because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago,
it was not the same.
If you were on a TV show, if you were on this, on that, what would you do as soon as you were done to try to elevate yourself and build off the hype? You would go into like a music video, or go on to like Ellen, or a talk show, or Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.
Yep.
Now, if you get out of a reality TV show like Love Island or Big Brother or any of these TV shows, what's the first?
I don't get how niggas can watch Love Island, bro. Y'all bugging. My glasses are pissing me the fuck off, bro.
First thing they do, they're going off streams. Streaming has genuinely made its way mainstream. Rappers are trying to get on streams. Athletes are getting on streams. The reason all these artists and actors and people from TV shows are going on streams, it's all thanks to Aiden, Kai, Lacey, and Speed.
Yo, this nigga funny, bro. Hey, nah.
Those four streamers right there are the reason streaming is mainstream and is the reason people are going on to streams.
Now, there are a plethora of reasons as to why people are gravitating towards streaming.
Streaming is just more authentic. It's just, it's more easy to relate on a stream because you're live. You can talk with your audience. You know what I mean? Things happen live, and you know what I mean? Not all content creators, have that, some people, I don't know, bro. It's just like streaming to me, it feels more authentic than like a TV show because it's scripted. You know, they got people in the background with boards saying laugh now, clap now, you know, like that shit boring, you know what I mean? But the streaming stuff is like instant, you know, it's fun, and you know, and there's different types of streams that you can watch. You know, you can watch a nigga like Tyson, or you can watch a nigga like, I mean, Joe Rogan doesn't do streams. It would be cool if Joe Rogan did a stream. Does he stream? He might do like Premiere. I don't know what Joe Rogan to be doing.
It being the new mainstream thing to do. For some way, shape, form, or fashion, streaming
so much variety
are watching
genres.
content longer than ever. They're watching the streams for 1.5 hours on average, which I thought we were supposed to be a short attention span, you know, society nowadays. But for some reason, these folks are tapped into these streams. From an entertainer's perspective, it makes sense why they would go and gravitate towards streaming, because all these fields aren't producing as much money as streaming outside of like the sports and stuff like that. But the ones like rappers that people thought made a lot of money back in the day just aren't making as much money as streamers are.
A lot of these niggas just blow that money. They don't know how to invest money. You feel what I'm saying? I invest that money, go grab properties, go do this, go do that. But I still ain't signed yet. So me and my team, them boys just grab all my money. I get my publishing, I get my BMI, I get, you feel me? I get my YouTube check, I get everything still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's smooth.
But these niggas signing, so you understand. They get $1 million, they ain't get another $1 million for 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really slavery on some real shit. Like, it's a fucked up thing.
Lil Shimmy broke it down so eloquently as to how rappers are signing what he dubs as slave deals in order to make a lot of money. You know, he sees $1 million one time. He doesn't see it for the next 3 years. While Agent 00 at Streamer University is reporting that he makes $321,000 plus a month off Twitch. People like Asm Gold, they're making $300,000 on Kick and simultaneously making $32,000 a month on Twitch. I mean, that ended up.
Damn! Yo, Asmongold got it, bro. Nah, Asmongold, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't care how he lives his life, but Asmongold, how you make all this money and your house dirty as shit, bro? I don't fucking get that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But honestly, like, I fuck with Asmongold because, you know, he doesn't feel like, you know, he feels like he has everything that he needs.
Itself would be a reason to fire up the camera and start reacting to stuff. I would think you might have to catch me on Twitch. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Another thing that is coming out of this is major collaborations. Now, I'm seeing Neon be with Iggy Azalea. I'm seeing AMP be in Target with their Tone deodorants, and I'm seeing Kai Cenat literally everywhere. He was on the cover of Time magazine not too long ago as one of the top 100 creators. I don't even think, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's just streaming. It's just content creation as in general is going to be the mainstream. Not just streaming, but content creation in general. YouTube, TikTok, you know what I mean? You know, Twitch, Kick, they're gonna be mainstream. Don't know any other rapper or athlete who's been on times outside of like LeBron James or Jay-Z, like super big athletes. But now we're seeing this new and diverse community and subsection of entertainment hop into these mainstream spheres and do things that it took rappers and entertainers and ball players and all that stuff years to do in just a short amount of time. It's quite amazing, actually. So I can understand why a lot of people would gravitate towards streaming. It's hella lucrative. It's hella cool. You get all the huzz, you know, you get to do these big, major, crazy events and stuff like that. But the question is, and it's one that Illuminati brought up at the beginning of the video, is how sustainable is this?
The shit that y'all seeing is not sustainable. A lot of y'all don't know. You knew and you already thinking you need to be doing IRLs, nigga. You are a fucking bot.
No, you don't. I don't know who I don't know why the fuck people say that shit. You need to do, bro, what?
You're gonna fall off. Bro, the IRL streaming shit is so overstimulated, so oversaturated. All you see is scripts now. Y'all trying too hard. And subconsciously, a lot of y'all niggas is competing with each other, but y'all don't know it because it ain't personal. But we see it. I don't, bro, listen. My life is so fucking, bro, listen. My life is completely boring compared to y'all. I can't compete with y'all niggas. And I don't want to have.
Me too, I agree. The only time I would do an IRL stream is if I'm collaborating with someone or if I'm doing like an event for the stream. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be like a planned event. I'm not going to do an IRL stream of just me just walking around unless it's like a every once in a while thing. But like, bro, I feel like desktop streaming will always be the wave, honestly. You know what I mean?
Nothing to do with that energy. You have regular new people going around who just started streaming and they already feel pressure like they need to be doing IRLs.
Yeah.
You can't afford it.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah. So Illuminati said a lot right there, and I want to.
Nah, I agree with Illuminati. Yeah. Oh shit! I just farted. I'm
tackle it piece by piece because it's something that we've been seeing for a while, and this happens in all industries. It's happening in crypto, cars, Airbnb, etc., where there is a rush to get into this gold mine of a world.
Like whatever you like doing, like as content, that's what your stream should be focused on. Honestly, you know what I mean? I mean, that's my opinion. That's how I view it. I mean, Kai is naturally a loud, person. Kai naturally has that energy to do the shit that he does. You know what I mean? And he has the money and the investments that he puts back into his YouTube channel and his streaming to grow his platform. And I think that's really smart. And I've learned a lot from Kai. I've learned a lot from a lot of content creators and put that in my own content. I know y'all see, oh, you're just reacting to videos. And to be fair, that is true on this channel. But if you go down to the gaming channel, I'm just saying, right? I'm not, in all seriousness though, like learning how to, I don't know. It just
trust me.
Yeah.
I've had people proposition me to come and set up their streams, and I've thrown up like stupid amounts of money in order for them to sign up, and they've literally just said yes. But this stuff that they are doing is not sustainable, and just like every other bubble before it, .com, real estate, whatever the case may be, it will burst. First and foremost, IRL content has an expense problem. It is much more expensive to do IRL content versus sitting behind a desk.
Y'all know how expensive it is to keep up with content creation? You can get a 10K check from Twitch. What the fuck is a 10K check when you gotta spend 5K on trips to travel, $500 on setup shit, fucking $2,000 on your rent, fucking $200 on Wi-Fi, $200 on IRL toolkit. You gotta.
I feel like IRL streaming has to be planned, bro. You have to plan that shit. You can't just, I'm just gonna travel across the country and just stream there. I mean, unless you plan for it and you have it, you know what I mean? You can't just do it.
Pay the clippers, pay a YouTube editor. Chat, I don't think y'all realizing I be going into negative doing this shit, okay?
Now, most people don't know this. Who am I kidding? A lot of people know this. I used to do some production work for AMP and hang out with the guys and stuff like that. And I remember talking to Agent 00 one time about the reason about going to Twitch and streaming as a medium for the content as opposed to making long form videos. And he broke it down pretty simple to me. He said, Omar, we could spend hours of a day or an entire day planning a video, and then we could spend an entire day shooting a video, traveling to the site, getting the content, etc., etc. Then we could give the footage to an editor to spend another day doing the video, editing it up, making sure it looks good, etc., etc. Just to upload it for it to flop. In totality, if we factor in time and then if we factor in expenses, it becomes something that doesn't seem like it's a good trade-off because ultimately it could flop in the algorithm. With that being said, the counter to that is sitting at a desk, streaming for 3 to 18 hours and getting off as many clips as possible. I don't think people realize how many 8-minute clips can go into a 60-minute recording session, let alone doubling and tripling and quadrupling that. But now we're getting to the point where content creation from a streaming perspective has to come with some sort of expense. People are going out and doing big, lavish, and extravagant things, making it cost just as much, if not more, than when they were creating actual YouTube videos.
I want to thank everyone for coming out, on this trip. Everyone took times out of their days. They took times out of their families to, come on this trip with me, man. I envisioned it to be something insane, but, it's just not what it came out to be. I think still some of the content's been good, but, yeah, man, it's been getting really fucking expensive. We've done 5 streams and we almost spent like fucking 200K,
Damn.
To cut the cost down. And I just feel like there was too many people.
I know that there's operational costs in a business, but at the end of the day, that is mad excessive. It's just way too much. But the sad part about it is that is the price to being these streamers when you do IRL content specifically. And this is also related to the money spending aspect where everybody feels like they have to one up each other. But this one is from a pure emotional standpoint. Streamers feel like now they have to be online more than ever. They have to give more content now more than ever. And ultimately they have to fall in line with these tropes or these lifestyles or whatever the case may be now more than ever. And it's impacting 2 communities specifically, the chopped community and the woman community.
I'm just
irritated. Like, my name just gets slandered so much, and I really don't be doing nothing. Like, I literally don't be doing nothing. It's just always something. When it comes to my name, it's just always something. Like, it's so rare that I see positive stuff about me. And I literally don't do nothing. Like, nothing could get worse than that. So it's just like, all the hate and everything, like, nothing affects me no more. Like, it's like I have no feelings no more. All right, y'all, I'm finna just end for a little bit.
Ohio.
Yo, what the fuck this nigga Dabo doing, bro?
You need your what? What the fuck did you just say? No, get up, get close.
Now, if you're new to this channel, then you probably don't know my
This nigga's
stance
so
on this,
chopped, bro.
I am a proponent of you being able to control your community, you being able to cultivate the environment that you are streaming in, creating content in, etc., etc. Well,
ain't that right, y'all? Go ahead and, you know, clap it up. Clap!
It seems that, inherently speaking, this streaming all the time IRL content world that we're, you know, stepping into is letting things go left, right, and sideways. Kaya, Dabo, and many other women and chopped people on the internet who are getting into streaming are falling victims to tropes that ultimately can be probably summed up as humiliation rituals. Now, all of them are laced
for sure,
like misogyny and colorism, etc., etc.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Ultimately, these people have to fall in line and play into these tropes.
They have to play into the role, and if they don't, they fall off.
Because that's what gets you pushed out to the masses. That's what continues to further the clips. That's what continues to happen. So now you have Dabo willingly, you know, calling himself chopped, calling himself ugly, and willing to let a woman put hands on him continuously in order to get clicks and content off. You have Kaya consistently and constantly being sexualized on camera and people calling her out left, right, and sideways, names, all that other stuff like that. And then when you don't fall in line with the tropes, you end up like a Wendy Ortiz or Silky's ex, where now that community is disowning you because you won't fall in line with their forever content cycle.
Yo, how did the subs keep dropping? I thought we just reached 4K. Refund and it reset.
Now, I think that this is something that could be easily mitigated by creating different types of content and not always giving access to your full self.
I think part of this like YouTube shit that I've noticed, bro, y'all, is like with these streamers and shit is like the reason why they get fame and success from what they do is because they allow it to get that way. Like, they allow themselves to be called chop. They allow themselves to do it, and they don't try to do anything different. You know what I mean? I think honestly, bro, like, part of the reason why, you know, I don't know, bro.
Camera into the audience, but hey, this might be just the price of fame for this. And speaking of the price, it's going to continue to go up as more and more people delve deep and figure out that, hey, streaming is a way for us to get as much content out there as possible. I'm starting to see more and more celebrities actively take interest and want to invest in making streaming content. We're talking about
for sure.
Nicki Minaj, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, the India Loves of the world that are now hopping into streaming with an already built platform backing from everything else.
Yep, they already have an audience. I think streaming only really works though is if you grow an audience from something else and then you start streaming. You know what I mean? There's no point in me like starting streaming and if it's gonna be a boring stream and then the content's not gonna be as good as compared to me as recording a video where I can edit it and I can make it, you know, a lot smoother for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel like just, you know, I don't feel like I'm ready to start streaming yet. I do want to start streaming. I'm not ready for it yet. And I feel like it's just not my time to do that yet. Not I'm scared or anything like that. It's just, I don't think there's any point in me wasting my time with streaming when I could just record, have fun. I can edit, make the video how I want to. You know what I mean? So that, you know, like I said, like I feel like success really comes down to what you allow. You know what I mean? Like, if, you know, Dabo, you know, allowed himself to be called chopped. He allowed himself to put himself in this situation. Now, he's stuck in that situation. And I don't think Dabo's a bad streamer or anything like that. He probably happy, chilling, having fun, bro. I'll be honest, but, you know, hey.
And starting to really put pressure on the game because they have access, connections, and resources that a lot of these younger streamers just don't have.
Okay. I thought it was something that you had to do, like, weekly or you know.
I feel like your fan base, your community,
they you know, I know how active you are and stuff, like on Twitter. Like you can kind of do it on your own time. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So perfect. When you get off live, text me so we can talk about some other stuff real quick when you get a chance.
Of course, I got you, Nikki. It's a pleasure to connect and talk.
At least she actually talking to streamers who actually been in the game and like asking questions like, "Hey, I'm interested." I feel like some of these celebrities, they you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. They just doing it because it's the biggest wave. There's a fucking train outside, bro. Are you dead ass? Ching, ching. You hear that shit, bro? Let me stop.
Bye, Nikki.
Hey, India's chat. Hey. You know, I'm glad you're finally streaming. I know. Because back then we talked about it. Well, I don't know why you're thanking me. We talked about it, and now you're doing it. Well, W India in the fucking chat.
I thanked you because you helped me get here.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
How?
You made a few calls and then helped me, like, you know, start the...
I always knew you had it in you.
Thank you. You
of
know.
course.
Okay. What do you want?
Streamer.
What do you want?
Streamer.
Yo, do you want me to show you on stream or no?
No.
I love you, man. Call me tomorrow.
So y'all took showers together, right?
No, but we be separated with swimming trunks.
Yo, is this what Speed and Kaz streamed together, bro? And they were sleeping together in the same bed? That's crazy. Why is this? I know this nigga has burn holes and it's fucking... Bro, why don't this nigga replace the carpet? He just throw rugs on top of the burns, bro. Yo, Kaz stupid, bro.
Yeah, but not like that. Like...
Yeah, so no, I didn't mean it like anything. I meant it like how y'all meant it. I want to sleep over too.
Yo, Ray J is nuts.
What the fuck?
But that's what I meant. It's like, if y'all was in the shower, then y'all was in the shower, y'all took a shower together. So I'm like, well, shit, I'll take a shower with them niggas. Like, on the stream, you know what I'm saying?
Ultimately, I think that people get lost in the sauce quite often whenever something popular emerges. You know, when YouTube vlogs were popping, everybody felt like they needed to be like DDG, Casey Neistat, Logan and Jake Paul, or Emma Chamberlain. And they did everything in their power to try to emulate and imitate these people. And it worked for some people, but it just ultimately did not work. Same thing when they made long form videos. Everybody wanted to imitate Mr. Beast. And then you saw...
Oh yeah, I saw the Mr. Beast clones, bruh. There are so many Mr. Beast clones. And I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Their soul and ultimately fall off because of this. You see, there's a pattern that I'm trying to establish. Every time that we get into the bubble of content creation, whatever bubble it may be, it ultimately pops in the end because everybody tries to emulate and imitate that. I'm starting to see two bubbles and two trends right now where people are losing their selves and their personalities behind chasing content creation fame. It's the streaming bubble that we've been talking about. And also I saw this one video.
First of all, I want to give y'all some, advice right here. Right, I'm not chasing after fame. I'm not chasing after success. If you have to chase after success, you were never successful in the first place. I feel like success is just what you believe yourself to be. If I feel like I'm the best at what I do, and I believe I'm the best at what I do, I'm gonna show up and put the fucking work in. That's all I need to do. I might not get the results. I might not get where I want to be at right off the bat, but I'm not worried about the fame or the money because I know that comes naturally. You know what I mean? Like, that comes naturally with just you being you. And that's not even just with YouTube. You could be a lawyer, doctor, Yeah.
Video where this woman was like, you should create 300 TikToks in a month if you're being serious. 300 TikToks in a month, 10 TikToks a day.
Nah, fuck all that shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Fuck all that. Nah. Yes, I fuck with the grind. I do. I like making YouTube videos and shit. But like, bro. 300 TikToks? Like what? What? I'm not a fan of TikTok. I don't like using TikTok. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even touch that shit, bro.
You should be getting a job. You should be working out. You should be doing anything else besides creating 10 TikToks a day in order to be able to make a life in content creation.
That's crazy. I don't feel like that's necessary though. I mean, me posting a bunch of reaction videos and me posting, gaming videos or whatever I'm posting next for my YouTube shit, like I don't have like I have to post this many videos by the end of the week. I just post videos, have fun with it, and everything gonna work out, bro. Just keep it a buck, bro. Like,
that people do not talk about when they dedicate their lives to content, and it's something that's going to play out over time, and stuff that.
There's nothing wrong with taking a break either. Like, if you need to take a day off every once in a while, like, but You know, like when you, the thing about making videos in general is that it takes a lot of time. You gotta record the video, or even if you stream it, which is basically just recording, but it's live and people can see you as you're recording. It's basically the same thing, right? You gotta turn it to a video. You gotta come up with the title. You gotta come up with the thumbnail. And to be honest with y'all, thumbnails, titles, that's really easy, in my opinion. I think it's easy to come up with a title. You know what I mean? But you gotta edit the video. Now that's different, depending on the type of video. Like my gaming videos, I think I've said this in another video. It takes hours to do that shit, bro. Hours. Especially when I play an entire story game, and I turn that 20-30 hour recording into a 10-8 hour video, bro. I'm not trolling, bro. I'm dead ass, bro. But I enjoy doing it. I have fun doing it. I take my time with it. Yes, I grind, but I take my time. And if I feel like I need to take a break, I'll take a break. You know what I mean? I feel like people are chasing after quick success. They want it easy, they want it instant. And one thing I've noticed, that anybody who jumps right to the gun too quick, they always fall off, bro. I've noticed that. I've studied other content creators. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes I take inspiration from them, and that's fine too. But, you know, to just hop on the IRL wave because it seems popular, I feel like that's crazy. I've seen a lot of like small content creators that are trying to do IRL streaming, and it's one thing that they're chilling and be themselves, but like I see TikToks, or not TikToks, I see like YouTube shorts of niggas like straight up scripting their streams and shit, bro. And no disrespect to them, they doing their own thing, they want to be a streamer. I think, to me, just content is morely about you just enjoying what you do, you putting yourself out there. You know, when it comes to success, when it comes to this content shit, it comes natural because you're just being the best version of yourself. You're being yourself. You don't got to worry about imitating or being like somebody, and then you end up in that content trap. And that's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. I'm going to excel in my own way, grow my own platform, you know, do my own thing, and everything is going to work out. You know what I mean? I might fail, I might get a bunch of videos that might flop, but in my opinion, all that matters is that I enjoy what I do, and that's it. But I hope y'all having a good breakfast, a good dinner, a good night. I love y'all, man. Peace.